Well, let's bring in Peter McGuire from XM to go and get his take about what's been going on in that central banking space. Pete, great to go and see you there. I want to kick off with the ECB because there was quite a big reaction in the euro last night. What did you make of it?
You bet. Fantastic, Andrew. Great time to be trading. Or David, I should say, and Annette, good morning to both of you. Look, no doubt we've seen big moves as far as currencies over the last matter of days. That US dollar sell-off and euro booming. So it's been very, very strongly bid up and strongly bid up against a number of those other currencies. So where it's sitting from here, I would say the last week has been a spectacular week for trading, and I'm not expecting that to stop over the next matter of days. I think there's more surprises ahead.
Yeah, well, record inflation is finally rattling the ECB. They've been pushing back for so long. Did the euro move too far? Because she could easily turn the next time round she speaks.
Well, exactly right, Annette. Sometimes they move too quickly, and that's not uncommon. You know, traders get behind something, but you also saw that big sell-off, what we've seen in the last couple of days as far as US dollar index. It's weighted at 61% euro, the holding of it, and it's down from 97, nearly 97.5 to under 95.5. So big push down, and that in turn creates, I think, a lot of fear to traders. And they realise that, you know, that opportunity. Have a look what it's done to the Aussie in the last couple of days. Have a look at the yen. All of those markets. It's been a fantastic time to be short dollar and long everything else over the last, 3 to 4 sessions.
Do you anticipate tonight's payrolls report in the States will go and change the momentum when it comes to that DXY?
David, I think it'll probably be softer than what we're expecting. It's hard to put an actual number on it because there's so many analysts that keep on getting it wrong and wrong significantly. Some around up to 50%. So when you're looking at that, I'd rather not put a number there. I just like to sit on here and watch it unfold, but I think it's going to be softer than what we expect. And that in turn is going to, I think, push the US dollar down further. So there's a lot of global themes playing out at the moment, and it's going to be an interesting February for sure.
Well, maybe a negative print tonight, Pete, might just take that 50 basis points off the table for the Fed.
Could do. I think there's no doubting that. When you're thinking about the mechanics behind things, Annette, you've got Powell hasn't come out and declared what it'll be. So I think that February will be a wake-up call. We're worrying about growth numbers. You heard what Lagarde said. You've heard what Bailey said. So they're all conscious as far as this out of control inflation number. We talk about it each week or certainly over the months. Have a look at crude at the moment. Who can believe it? You've got WTI at 90 and Brent at 91. So all of those factors are impacting the consumer globally with higher energy costs and food and you name it. And what's going on from a growth perspective is going to be something we all have to hold closely to our hearts over the next matter of 6 to 8 weeks and leading up till the end of March.
So let's bring it closer to home. The RBA tried pushing back on Tuesday with its patience and let's wait for wages, but then plausible for 2022 on Wednesday. Where does that leave the Aussie dollar?
Well, it's had an incredible run to the upside. Looking at there, I got 71.43 at the moment on the read. So it was only a couple of days back. I think earlier in the week we were chatting and it was, 69. So it's had a big push up. It's probably further if that US dollar comes under pressure, and what we'll see, there's every chance you'll see a 72 handle. Talk about volatility and talk about opportunity. They're the deepest markets in the world. There's nothing compares to currency markets, and the volatility is just immense. Short or long doesn't matter because there's always a buyer, and we're always seeing big swings, and that's what traders are after. And this year has been extraordinary, and I think that momentum will continue over the first quarter. It'll go down as one of the best quarters in a long time for traders.
Traders love volatility. They love no wild swings. They also love trends, and crude prices just relentlessly going higher. When's that going to stop?
You betcha, Dave. Who could have imagined it? There's everyone. We had strategic reserves from Biden released. We've had many analysts now saying that, an early 93, 94, even $92 handle. Well, we're just there now. They thought that may be achieved in February. Well, we're going to, I think, spank through that. So that growth to the upside, you've got everyone at OPEC would be rubbing their hands with glee and buying a new palace and probably a brand new roller. So there's that side of it. Very strong for the producers, for the consumers. They're getting hit between the eyes every single time they fill their car up and buy anything. So there's every chance, a $95 to $100 handle by March. That's what the big analysts are saying. Many of the big banks are declaring 100 or triple number for crude. So yeah, is it achievable? It might just happen.
And just to wind up, our friends across the ditch are going to hike for the third time in about 10 days or so. But you're suggesting the Kiwi dollar just can't get going. What's going on the technical side?
Well, Annette, it's had a nice rally to the upside a bit. It's running at 6667. Now it's up from that 65 handle, so it may continue to rise a little bit further, but I think there are other currencies at play that traders look for, and better volumes and better as far as not only opportunity, but there's bigger scope, and that's been very, very much where the euro's traded, and certainly against the yen, and what we've done as far as the Aussie dollar in the last couple of days. So they're the mindsets. The Kiwis, we might see a little bit further move to the upside. You might see a 67 handle sometime over the next week or two. Wait and see what happens in the 10-day period, and maybe it's already baked in.